History is not just something you read about in books, it is a story written in stone and soil, waiting to be revealed. Deep in the heart of Inner Mongolia, on the north bank of the Han River, a truly astonishing chapter of China's ancient past has been uncovered. The place is called Houchengzui. For years, archaeologists knew it was an important site, but it wasn't until recent excavations, which began in earnest in 2019, that its greatest secret came to light. The discovery, announced to a stunned world, was not just about city walls or pottery, but something far more sophisticated, a complex network of hidden underground tunnels, a secret that had been kept for over 4,300 years. It was a find that would completely reshape our understanding of Neolithic societies. The sheer surprise of this discovery cannot be overstated. When we think of ancient cities, we often picture what's visible on the surface, the grand walls, the foundations of homes, the marketplaces. But at Houchengzui, the real marvel lay beneath the feet of the archaeologists themselves. As they carefully peeled back the layers of time, they found not one, but 6 interconnected passageways. These weren't simple storage pits or drains. They were deliberately engineered tunnels, large enough for people to move through. This revelation was a game-changer, suggesting a level of military and strategic planning that experts had previously thought impossible for a society of this era. It was as if we had discovered a hidden dimension to this ancient world. Located in Qinghai County, Houchengzui dates back to the early Longshan period, making it around 4,300 to 4,500 years old. This was a time of great change in northern China, a period when communities were growing into fortified cities, competing for resources and territory. The people who built this remarkable city were part of a culture that was becoming increasingly complex, developing new technologies and social structures. The discovery of their subterranean network provides a rare and intimate glimpse into the minds of these ancient engineers and strategists. They weren't just farmers, they were master builders and military thinkers, preparing for a world that was becoming more dangerous and contested. The news, which spread rapidly through archaeological circles in late 2023 and into 2025, has forced a major re-evaluation of the capabilities of Neolithic people. This wasn't just another settlement, it was a military stronghold of immense complexity. The tunnels suggest a society deeply concerned with defense, security, and the ability to control its surroundings from both above and below the ground. The story of Houchengzui is the story of a community that looked at the landscape and saw not just a place to live, but a place to defend with ingenuity and foresight. It's a powerful reminder that there are always more secrets buried beneath the surface, waiting for us to find them. Houchengzui was no mere village. It was a colossal feat of ancient urban planning, a true fortress city, sprawling across an incredible 340 acres. It was the largest and most heavily fortified city of its time ever found in the region. Its builders designed it with a clear purpose, laying it out in a vast, oval shape that stretched nearly 1,200 meters from one end to the other. This was a city built to impress and to intimidate. At its heart was a dense central district, the core of city life, which was then protected by a series of formidable outer quarters. Everything about its scale speaks of power, of a society that was organized, confident, and capable of mobilizing a huge workforce to achieve its vision. The city's defenses were a masterclass in military architecture, constructed in a sophisticated triple-layered system. The main city wall was an imposing structure, but it was just the beginning. Beyond it lay an outer wall, creating a deadly space between the two where attackers would be trapped and exposed. These defenses were further strengthened by a complex gatehouse designed to be a heavily guarded choke point. The walls themselves were not simple barriers. They were punctuated by horse faces, which are defensive platforms that jutted out from the main structure. These allowed defenders to fire arrows along the face of the wall, covering every angle and leaving no blind spots for an enemy to hide. Beyond the stone and earth ramparts, the city's designers used the natural landscape to their advantage. They dug deep moats and trenches, creating yet another obstacle for any invading force to overcome. This multi-layered approach, combining man-made walls with natural barriers, created a defensive system that was truly three-dimensional. It shows a profound understanding of siege warfare, long before many other cultures had developed such complex strategies. The city was not just a place to live, it was a machine built for survival. a testament to the challenges and conflicts of the Longshan period. It was a statement of strength carved into the very earth. When you compare Houchengzui to other cities of the same period, its sheer complexity is breathtaking. While other Neolithic settlements had walls, few possessed such an intricate and integrated system of gates, terraces, moats, and bastions. The scale of the construction and the strategic thinking behind it rival some of the great urban centers of ancient Mesopotamia. This wasn't a primitive outpost, it was a regional capital, a hub of power, and a bulwark against its enemies. The people of Houchengzui were not just surviving, they were thriving and innovating, creating a city that was far ahead of its time and a marvel of ancient engineering. The true genius of Houchengzui's defensive design, however, was hidden deep underground. The 6 documented tunnels form an intersecting network that transforms the city from a simple fortress into a dynamic battlefield. These passages were dug between 3 and 20 feet below the surface, a remarkable depth that would have kept them safe from surface activity and hidden from enemy eyes. With arched ceilings, they were built to be about 1 to 2 meters high and 1.5 meters wide. Just large enough for a person to move through quickly, perhaps bent over, but not so large as to be structurally unstable. This was practical, no-nonsense engineering, designed for a single deadly purpose. The layout of the tunnels reveals their strategic importance. They radiated out from the city's bustling central district, connecting key areas within the walls. More importantly, some of these tunnels passed directly underneath the massive ramparts and opened up secretly outside the city's main defenses. This feature gave the defenders an incredible tactical advantage. They could move soldiers and supplies from the city center to the outer defenses without being seen, reinforcing weak points or launching surprise counterattacks. It allowed them to appear as if from nowhere, turning a predictable siege into a terrifying and unpredictable ordeal for any attacker. It was a secret weapon, hidden in plain sight. The primary purpose of this subterranean network was almost certainly military. Imagine being a soldier defending the city. Through these dark earthen corridors, you could be dispatched to a section of the wall under attack, or sent on a flanking mission to strike the enemy from behind. Weapons, food, and water could be transported safely, even while the battle raged overhead. This underground system effectively created a 3-dimensional defensive web, allowing for both offensive and defensive maneuvers. It gave the city's commanders a level of control and flexibility that was unheard of in the Neolithic world, a secret advantage that could mean the difference between victory and annihilation. This kind of advanced military infrastructure is what makes Houchengzui so unique. While secret passages have been found in later castles and fortresses, discovering such a sophisticated network in a 4,300-year-old city is extraordinary. It speaks to a society that was not only skilled in construction, but also highly organized and disciplined. Building and maintaining such a system would have required immense coordination and secrecy. The tunnels are a silent testament to the ingenuity and paranoia of the Longshan people, who understood that the greatest defense was one the enemy never knew existed until it was far too late. The excavations at Houchengzui have unearthed more than just walls and tunnels. They have revealed the everyday lives of the people who called this fortress home. Archaeologists have recovered a wealth of artifacts that paint a picture of a vibrant and skilled society. Among the finds is a large amount of pottery, often decorated with intricate geometric designs, showing a keen artistic sense. They have also discovered beautifully crafted jade items, including ceremonial rings, sharp knives, and polished discs. These precious objects suggest a society with a clear social hierarchy, where certain individuals held power and had access to luxury goods that required incredible craftsmanship to produce. The artifacts also tell us about the city's economy. The discovery of bone tools, along with the remains of domesticated animals like pigs and cattle, confirms that the people of Houchengzui were skilled farmers and herders. They had a stable food supply, which was essential for supporting the large population needed to build and defend such a massive city. These humble, everyday objects are just as important as the grand walls, as they ground this incredible story in the reality of daily life. They remind us that this was a living, breathing city, full of artisans, farmers, soldiers, and families, all playing their part in this remarkable community. The discovery of Houchengzui and its incredible tunnel system is profoundly significant. It challenges our old ideas about the limits of Neolithic technology and social organization. It proves that thousands of years ago, here in northern China, there was a society capable of complex, long-term strategic planning on a scale that could rival any in the world at that time. Houchengzui was not a remote backwater. It was a thriving center of innovation and power. This find enriches the story of ancient China, and indeed the story of human civilization itself, showing that the drive to build, to defend, and to innovate is a fundamental part of our shared past. Of course, the story is far from over. Archaeologists believe there are still many more secrets buried at Houchengzui. Future excavation campaigns are already being planned, with researchers hoping to uncover more of the tunnel network and perhaps find the central hub from which they all radiate. There is still so much to learn about the people who lived here and the world they inhabited. As technology advances, virtual reality tours are even being developed to allow people from all over the world to explore this incredible city. Houchengzui has emerged from the earth, and its story is just beginning to be told.